Hey, hello here, OS Reviews. You're watching our hands-on review of the Ephraim K10. These are budget TWS wireless earbuds that sells for just $30 and has a aluminum metal case and an interesting slider design which you can pull up to reveal the earbuds inside. They use the latest Bluetooth 5.0 standard and also have 10mm drivers, which are actually larger than average for wireless earbuds. Typically, they use about 5 to 6mm, so hopefully this means you get better bass and a louder sound as well. Now, in terms of the packaging here, it's quite clean. Comes in a few different colors. We have the white colored edition, actually. Now, battery life is a little on the short side, however. The earbuds can only last roughly 3 to 4 hours on a single charge, and the battery case will charge them up for an additional 4 to 5 times, giving you a combined life of 20 hours when on the road. That's definitely shy of some of the larger capacity earbuds that we've checked out recently that can get you upwards of 80 or 100 hours. So this is much more comparable to, say, the actual Apple AirPods or the Redmi AirDots. Good enough to use as commuter headphones, but not really as a road warrior. At least it gives you a more portable design, but not as long battery performance. So the packaging here is quite good for a budget pair of earbuds. Inside here we have just the battery case itself. Then we've got the instruction manual and also a USB Type-C cable for charging. So it's nice to see that even on such a cheap pair of earbuds, they have adopted the latest charging port. This also supports quick charging, so you can charge up the entire battery case in under 90 minutes, which is quite impressive. So taking a closer look at the design of these K10 earbuds, the battery case again just makes it look like something more expensive than the price would suggest. We have these delicate chamfered edges, and then we have this little ribbon that's made out of rubber that you can pull on to reveal the earbuds inside. It closes as well with a satisfying click. Otherwise, there's 4 LED status lights which will glow when the earbuds are actually charging. So if we remove them and then pop them back in, you'll see that that's how it pops onto life. I will point out that when you open the door, the earbuds don't automatically turn on. They only turn to life when you take them out from the case. The case, by the way, though, is magnetic, so they can snap into place with a satisfying click. And as you can see here, they will turn off and automatically begin charging. You'll find that the overall design definitely resembles the Apple AirPods, but you do have some notable differences. For one, there are LED lights on the bottom, which will flash to tell you when they're charging and turned on. And there's also a physical button as opposed to a touch-sensitive one for controlling things like play, pause, and skip tracks. You can even adjust the volume by tapping on the button 3 times on the left or right sides to turn it up or down. Just like the AirPods, these are adopting a semi-in-ear design, so as you can see here, they are very easy to just pop in and remove. You can still hear a little bit of what's going on around you, so say if you're walking down a busy street, you can still kind of pay attention to traffic, and it kind of gives you an ambient mode of sorts of giving you audio transparency. The downside is the snugness of the fit, and also the noise isolation is obviously going to be inferior to a traditional earbud, which has a tighter seal and blocks out more noise, which means that you're not going to get as immersive as a listening experience. Now, as a quick size comparison, here is the battery case compared to the Apple AirPods, which again also have a very similar battery life of around 20 hours. Here are the actual Apple AirPods next to the K10s, which you can see also have a very similar dimension to them and similar weight as well, although the stems on the K10s are a little chunkier, making them actually easier to grip and pick up from a surface, which is nice. Moving to audio quality and performance, generally the K10s exceeded my expectations of $30 earbuds. There is a good amount of bass. I wouldn't say it's the heaviest I've tested. However, overall it still is something that you'll feel, especially if you're listening to bass-heavy tracks, bass-boosted music, anything with drum beats. It still has an overall nice balance. Mids are also quite good. Treble, I feel like, is a little bit recessed sometimes. Vocals could be pushed up a little bit more in terms of volume, but overall it's definitely not bad, making them feel very comfortable for genres like pop music, EDM music, and just for casual music listening or watching videos on YouTube. There's also very little lag or latency problems, which is great to see. I can play and pause a track pretty quickly, and the left and right sides do stay synced really well. There's also very little hints of distortion, so there's no hiss or hum in the background. To summarize, the audio quality is definitely better than the price would suggest. In fact, I would say it's not a big difference compared to the actual Apple AirPods, which are obviously many times more expensive, so a job well done there. So that's more or less it for our hands-on review of the K10 TWS wireless earbuds. Again, a really interesting battery case design that feels ultra premium, combined with a pretty interesting design for the earbuds, which resembles the Apple AirPods, but also has a few touches of its own. The fact that you can control the volume directly on these is great. So if you're interested, you can check out more details in the links down below. But for now, that's been our video. Thanks for watching here at OS Reviews. That's been the K10 TWS wireless earbuds.